For the second time this week, we hear Peter saying again, he said it Wednesday, love intensely. Love intensely. And then we hear the surprising story today in the gospel. Jesus cursing the fig tree. Cursing it. Coming to the money changers and throwing them out of the temple. You know, before the resurrection, the Pharisees and the officials of the temple, the priests of the temple, sold animals, usually lambs. But many people were too poor to buy a lamb to come to reconcile it, to make amends for their past sins. So they sold doves. But today they were asking exorbitant prices for the doves, making money off the poor who came. And Jesus becomes totally upset and throws them out, overturned their tables. We see, why does he do this? Because he tells us in the gospel, have faith. Have the kind of faith that can move mountains. Pray with your heart. Don't pray with a heart that has something against another person. Like the money changers were praying or were doing their business in the temple, in the church, in the house of God for their own benefit, making money off poor people. Jesus is telling us, to forgive those. It's a disposition of our heart. It's the purity of heart that is significant. It's our intent when we come to pray, when we come to give homage to the Lord. That is so important. What good is it if we come and pray, we do all sorts of novenas and whatever, and yet we have hatred in our heart for someone? Jesus is very upset today. Love intensely. And Peter reminds him, Master, you cursed that fig tree. But he says it doesn't bear fruit. Sisters and brothers, neither do we bear fruit. If we hold grudges, we hold bitterness, we hold a lack of forgiveness in our hearts with our fellow men, even though, we might be right and they're wrong. Jesus is saying we need that compassion. I think it's a beautiful image today, a beautiful comparison of the way that sometimes we all think. We think we're right, and maybe we are, but not having compassion, not having the love, that intense love that Peter speaks of for others. So let us today examine our hearts, examine our motives, examine our relationships with others, and ask ourselves, are we truly being Christ-like? Are we truly coming with the heart of Jesus to situations, to people, with an open, forgiving heart, and allowing the Lord to judge the intentions and the motives of other people?